Hi guys, I'm John Garage, and today we're going to be going over something that I think is really cool and I've been messing around with for a bit, and I think anybody who's interested in, learning how to start fires more, or doesn't already have a fire kit, or is looking to add to their outdoor EDC, I think you should get this, because it's just a fantastic deal, and there's a lot of different things you can do with it. So for this review, I'm going to go over what's in it. I'm going to kind of talk about, how I used it and how well it all went, and then I'm going to go into how we could make it even better, potentially. So starting out, it's called the SwissTac Loadern Kit from none other than your friendly neighborhood Walmart. It came in at $30, and what a nice box they had. My first thought was, well, this will be the first thing I can light on fire, but I quickly realized, no, it's far too special for that. It has these magnets that hold it in place, and it closes up nice. It'd be perfect for displaying, your most valuable jewels and gems, but yeah, so I decided I wouldn't light it on fire, but this isn't a review on the packaging, it's a review on the kit itself. So yeah, let's just open it up and go over quickly what's inside, and then we can talk about what each thing can do for you. First we have a cheese grater. Next we have a mini bellows that has its own cool little holster for it. I imagine that because this thing just fills up with all kinds of spit and saliva and junk like that, so maybe it captures all of it for you, for whatever reasons you may want to save that for. And then here we have a little spark thrower. It's kind of like if you've ever had a lighter run out of fluid. That's what that is. And then here we have a magnesium block plus a little ferro rod thing on it. And then tucked away back in here we have some nice little fire starting tinder stuff. They're just super flammable and can help you start a fire anytime, anywhere, whenever. So I think this is just right off the bat, what called out to me is this is a great value because it, oh god, I forgot the knife. There's this weird knife here. It's just weird. It's cool but weird. And then it has a little string that has a fire starter thing inside of it, so you just cut that open and then you start fires. But yeah, it has a little belt clip too, but I'd never owned a fixed blade before this, and all the rest of it. So that was one thing right there. I was like, yeah, I could have my first fixed blade. And then also, I've spent $20 on pouches like this before. This is kind of like one of those Maxpedition ones, and it has, great little molly or straps, elastic, whatever. Has a pouch back here. This has a belt loop here. It's it's pretty versatile right there. I've bought a mini bellows before this for 15 bucks. So I mean, those things right there almost pay for the cost. So then on top of that you get a few fire starters, a knife, a ferro rod magnesium block, a spark thrower, a cool case for your spit, and a cheese grater. And to me that just screams okay, I want to learn more about starting fires, legally of course, and I could find no better way to get started than through this kit. So I've taken it out with me, I've practiced in the backyard on stuff, and here's kind of what I took away from all of it. This thing does grate up wood really nicely for you to kind of create really fine shavings and stuff that are help you start a fire. But unfortunately, I haven't had a ton of luck just getting it to be able to light with something like this, and I think that's kind of where these little fire starter things come in. But I was of the mindset of, oh, I just want to be able to not even need to bring a piece of cotton. I can just bring the tools and be able to create stuff out in the wild to be able to start a fire. But it's either past my skill level at this point, or you're not really able to effectively do it with the tools provided. But it's still a work in progress, and I'm working on it. So you know, we'll see. But it gives you something to practice and mess around with and figure out the best way to grate things with it. This thing works well. Basically, it's used to just focus. Once you start getting like the kindling going and everything, which is the wood on top of the small tinder that you've started, you can use this to blow oxygen directly onto it instead of having to put your face right up to it and like heaving and hoeing. This helps you just get a concentrated blast of air directly where you need it. Gives it that oxygen to really blow up into an inferno. The good kind, not the bad kind of inferno. But next up we have probably, like, to me, I don't know. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong here, but with this knife, it seems like I can't really shave stuff off very well from the magnesium, because what you do is you shave that off so you can get a little pile of shavings, and then when you spark it with the ferro rod, it'll just combust really quick, so that can get your shavings from the wood started up and everything like that. But I just can't get that much shaved, or it blows away in the wind. And then when I try and use this to light the to throw sparks from the ferro rod, it just doesn't throw them that well. And I did do some testing to see, like, well, is it the knife, is it the ferro rod? And it turns out it's kind of the combination of both. Like, this knife can throw sparks just fine on a bigger ferro rod, and then a different knife, or, you know, some sort of flat, kind of sharpish edge can throw sparks better with this one. But it's just like the two of them together don't quite mix. So, you know, that's kind of unfortunate, but, you know, you can get it to throw sparks. You just got to be a little more patient with it. But then, you know, at the end of the day, you can totally take it in easy mode with this spark thrower, which is actually includes this little it's waterproof interior thing where you can put a little fire starter right there. And with these, how I used them was like, okay, I would get a thing of shavings and I would like cut off some pieces of wood, which this thing, the serrated part on this, like, can get you shavings really good. Yeah, you just scrape that against the wood and it'll get you little long strips of wood you can get to help build your fire. But so yeah, but what I would do is don't use this entire thing to like start a fire up. You can like build the tinder and kindling up and everything like that separately. Just use your little spark thrower to ignite it, and it works great. And then you take it down and light up whatever you need to, and then you just blow it out, and you're good to go. And so you can, you might think like, oh, they only give you like 4 of these all together. That's garbage. That's nothing. Well, you can reuse them like several times. This one's been, I've lit it up and blown it out probably 4 or 5 times now, and it's there's still plenty left. But you know, so I've had good luck with it. You know, it's always kind of come back to having to use this, and you can also like rip a piece off and put it on your tinder and everything to get it to start. But I like just kind of basically turning the other thing into a candle and lighting it directly. So I think with everything here, like, you have a really good beginner's way to just test out different ways of starting fires. I'm definitely a beginner still, but I'm figuring out more like how these things work and what's the easiest way to start these things. So I think on its own, it's definitely already like a pretty good little fire kit. But I think you can take it several steps further and just almost ensure that you'll never need to worry about having, you know, tinder or the ability to start a fire basically ever again. As long as you can kind of go home and resupply every once in a while. You know, this is all assuming you're not just going to go out and live in the woods forever, you know. But anyway, let's see what we could add to this to make it even better. So, okay, how do I want to do this? Here was my kind of original fire kit that I was starting that just has a bunch of stuff in it. So this has a little wicking thing that you can fray this and light it on fire and it creates a long-lasting flame. So, okay, that right there is just an awesome fire starter. And you can start it with sparks. So, okay, that's great right there. That'll get me going for a long time. These were like kind of the first things I bought, and this is what I was using before. Honestly, I got this fire kit, and I have a bunch of them, but they're kind of bulky, and I can just, like, I don't know, I'm just gonna go through them as I make bonfires. But you know, it starts a fire just great, but the form factor is not perfect. These are extra ones of the little cotton fire starters I bought. Have a bigger ferro rod in here, and this one weirdly has a compass and a whistle. Guess that's good. I have the ultimate fire starting tool is a mini Bic lighter. I got some matches with a rubber band around them. This thing worked, I don't know, this came with, I think, this ferro rod actually, but it threw sparks way better than trying to use the knife on this ferro rod thing. I also have the mini bellows that I overspent on, I was talking about, and then I have a piece of fat wood here, which it's like soaked in pine resin or something, which makes it start fires real good. And then on the outside of this, I'd put a little match strip to be able to light all these on. So, and this was fine. It was just kind of finicky with, like, you know, I couldn't put as much as I wanted to in it, and it would like bulge out, so I had to put this tape on it, and it's just like, let's try something else that's easier to open and zip up and everything. So let's see here. What would I want to keep in my perfect one? I could take a different knife aside from this, but you know, I'll just keep it for now. Although, actually, no, I'm going to tell you just exactly what I'm planning to do. I'm taking a different knife that I'm testing out. This is an outdoor edge thing that has replaceable blades on it, and I've tested this out with like striking the ferro rod. It works great. It doesn't matter if you mess up the edge because you can replace it or you can just sharpen it out. No biggie. And it folds up better and is more compact than this thing, which, you know, I do kind of like this, but I'm going to put it away for now. So we'll stick this on the outside. This thing, I'm just going to save it for the Parmesan, I think, because like I wasn't having the best luck with it, and I have a different thing I'm going to be trying to use. But if you don't have the thing I'm going to show you, like, I would recommend just keep trying this thing out and see if it works for you. But for me, it's like, God, I got so many other ways to start these things. It's like, it's just taking up too much space that could be filled up with a nice Altoids tin, just full of all kinds of things. So I'll put some of these things in here right now. We're gonna take that. We're gonna take these fire starters. Does this fit? No. I'll put like these extra ones in there. Oh yeah, I made a little case full of you take cotton balls and rub Vaseline all over it, and then that can start a fire really good. So I have like 3 of those in here. Oh God, caught it. And then is it gonna fit? Are you kidding me? Oh, I guess that won't be coming with. Put these in here. Get in there. I'm not kidding. I thought I had something else. Well, okay, we'll just have that for now. That'll go in here. Like I said, I mean, this just takes up so much bulk. So much bulk. I did put a little adhesive fire starter thing. You can get these off Amazon cheap, and I put them on all sorts of things. So I'll put the matches in here too, actually. And maybe, no, I'll finagle it later. But so that can go in there. This, maybe I'll just keep using this for now instead of this other one, because like this is definitely just covered in gruesome grime within. So we'll put that in here. Oh, I'll take this out. Why not? Oh, I also, so this thing uses, you can replace the flint on it you just unscrew it and there's a part underneath you unscrew again. But I bought like 100 of these things off Amazon for like $4 or something. They work with this just great. So, but I didn't really have a great place to put spares. Not that I'd need them for like, God, a long time. But has 2 of them taped onto it. So this will go, well, I'll put it right next to the mini bellows or on top of it, because now that I'm saving all that space by not having this weird little tube thing, I can fit a couple things there. Next up, I'm torn on whether to keep it. The ferro rod's already just like it's busted up here. Like I've, even just in my limited time with this thing, it's really scraped it apart and it's going to be out soon. But I do want to mess around with the magnesium more, so I guess you get to stay for now. And then have space for a mini Bic lighter that can just go right there. But I'm going to try and use that as like a last resort type of thing, because I want to try using other things instead. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna hide that back there. I'll put this ferro rod in here, and then I also bought like a couple of these skinny ones that it's really nice. It has a striker screwed into it, which doesn't give you a lot of purchase on it unless you add a little lanyard, and then you can wrap it around here and grip it like a gorilla. Yeah, and then the other side has a little ferro rod here. Come on, works pretty good. But no, this one is great because it's just so big and beefy and bulky. So yeah, this is, once you find the right ferro rod or something for you, you don't need to like pack your whole thing full of stuff like this, because you'll know what you want. But for me, I'm still in the testing phase. I bought like a 2-pound box of fatwood pieces like this, which I'd also bought this one, which was, this nice manufactured one. It was like, you get 4 of these blocks for like $10. Ripoff. But with this, you get 2 pounds worth of them. They're not as pretty as these, but it was like also $10. Might even been less. I don't know, but I'll put both of these in here just to see how they go. Get in there. And this one I'll just keep at home for my my at-home bonfires. And then I feel like there's something else. Yeah. So, oh yeah, the little wick thing, which I could stick that back in here. So yeah, now I have like infinite ways to start fires, and that's just fantastic. I'm gonna, learn how to do it every possible way I can. Oh, wait a minute. We're gonna make it work. Yeah, it all fits. Oh crap. Perfect. Easy peasy. And there's still a little space on here. What could I do with that? Also, I got shiny object syndrome and found this Zippo fire starter little multi-tool thing, which this is partly why I'm getting rid of the cheese grater, because this has a miniature cheese grater on it, which I haven't really tested too extensively. This also has, come on. I lost my thumbnail, or the useful part of it, the other day, so I'm having a hard time with my right thumb, but has another little striker thing, which, wait, little striker thing, and it even has a built-in spot for a couple extra flints, which are the same ones that I used on the other thing. So yeah, that's one side. The other side has, I'll be the first I'll do a further review on this, but this isn't my favorite thing. The knife is like, it was pretty dull, and I've been having a hard time sharpening it. I don't know if that's user error or if the tool sucks, to be determined. But also has a bottle opener, because of course you need one of those, and then it has a saw, which actually works okay, but it's just like, man, I can get all this using just a small Swiss Army knife. This is pretty bulky just for the most useful things on it, which are to me the cheese grater and the flint striker. Also comes with more of that like fire paracord, and then I MacGyvered it and put a nice one of those little cotton fire starter things on it. Just all you need is some tape, and you just tape it right around it. Yeah, but you know, because I love to just jam these things full, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a little quick release clip on here just to make sure it doesn't like fall out of the bottom. So now it's secured there, and I can just stuff this right in here. Bam. Fire kit. Pretty bulky now. I might go back in and remove things, but that's just to kind of give you an idea of, like, you know, they give you a lot of extra space within the pouch. You can fill it up with all sorts of things. You can have fires forever, as long as I care. I don't care what you do, but all I do care about is that you get a good deal and you know what you're getting yourself into when you get something like this. So hopefully that gives you a good idea of what you can do. I can't wait to use this thing some more. I'm going camping out this Saturday, and I'm super excited. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead, like and subscribe, and please stay tuned for future stuff, cool things like this that I pick up over the days and weeks and hours and what have you. Goodbye.